Hello, it's Pip here. It is Monday the 14th of October and today it's my Moody Monday Pick Me Up video here on Facebook. I hope you're all well. Oh, I need to just turn that light on. That's a bit better. Now we can see a bit more. Thought it was a bit dark. It's got all very grey here. I've had to put my scarf on because it's a bit nippy and I don't want to put the heating on. Looks like it's going to rain again. It's all very autumnal, which is actually really good because today we're talking autumnal. So this is my sampler that we made at team training on Saturday. This was the project that I gave everybody to do. As you can see, it's quite sparkly and has some nice gold foiling and some of the beautiful naval peacock bits and pieces. So I thought I'd just show you how to put these together based on an idea from Rhonda Wade. Love Rhonda's stuff. In the meantime, we're going to talk about these. So these are made very simply with some squares of coloured cardstock. So this is Merry Merlot. That's that one. And then this is Cajun Craze. Okay, and then the other ones are Early Espresso. Where are they? There we go, they're in there. Early Espresso. So those were the three base colours that I used. And then I added some of this gorgeous, 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 gorgeous ribbon. Let me show you the ribbon properly. Look at this. This is delightful. It's crumb cake, so it goes with pretty much anything. And it has a beautiful satin double edge to it. See that? So pretty. So pretty. So yeah, so that's really nice. I like that. And it comes as a combo. So you get that ribbon, 5 yards or just over 5 meters of that, and then the twine. This is the Cajun Craze twine, which again is beautiful, lovely colour. And I like twine. I know some people don't, but I do. And it's nice if you just tie it and you can tie the ribbon with it and all that kind of stuff. So you can do lots with it. Then what I did was I chopped up the, what's it called? Come Gather Me papers, something like that. I've got a pack here somewhere. Don't know what I've done with it. Anyway, so yes, it's the papers that are in the catalogue. Hang on, I'll show you. That's easiest, isn't it? Let me get the catalogue out. There we go. I still can't see any comments. I don't know what's going on today, so I apologise if you're commenting or saying anything, because yeah, I can't see nothing. Not nothing, not know how. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh, look at that, straight to the page. Come Together Designer Series paper. So it's this paper here, and it's based on this Come Together suite, which is on page 46 of the catalogue. And I basically used everything in the suite apart from the stamp sets and the dies, because I don't have the stamp sets and the dies. So I used the papers and the combo pack and the tags and feather elements. Now the tags and feather elements are like little wooden elements, which are great. And in the catalogue, there's quite a lot of things where they've been stamped on. But when I tried to stamp on it, it didn't come out very well. So I might try it again today. So you get these like tree trunk tags, and you get some feathers, and then you get a different set of feathers. Hold on, just try and find the other set of feathers. There we go. So you get these long feathers, and then these smaller, sort of chunkier feathers, which are really nice, sort of pheasant feathers and I don't know, any kind of feathers, who knows. And then you get these logs. So these slices of tree trunk, which actually do have a hole in them, so they are actually tags, which is quite nice. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to put my phone on just so that I can see, because I can see there's people on, but I can't see anything, which is a bit pants, really. So let me just get you up on here and see if I can see any messages coming through. Oh, no, I can't even see me on here. Am I actually going live? That's the question. Let's hope I am. Oh yes, I'm live now. Here we go. I've got 10 comments and I can't even see them. Hold on. Let me. Oh, there we go. So I'm up to a bit pants. Here we go. Look, oh, look at you all. Now I can see you. Heather, Angela rather, and Chrissy-Anne and Carol, and more Carol and Lisa, and 2 others are watching apparently. So hello and welcome. And I'm sorry that and Lisa Jane's on. Can you use your blends markers? Is that on these? Yes, I'd imagine you could use your blend markers on these quite easily because it's wood. So blends will go on to wood so that will be fine. You do need to be a little bit careful when they come out, when you pop them out. They just have little, I found it's better to go on the back, and you can then see just the little joins, and then that's the place to push. Okay, like that, and then like that. So just, and if it doesn't go one way, come the other. But once you know where to push, as it were, then that makes it easier. So we'll try stamping on one of those and see. I think maybe I just needed to let it dry a little bit, or use chunkier words. I think I might have been doing something a bit too tiny. So yes, so that's the whole suite. Obviously, if you are in an area where they have pumpkins and maple leaves and all that kind of stuff, I mean, we have sycamore leaves, so they work. Lisa says, how many do you get? Well, you get loads. You get 28 pieces. You get 12 tags. You get 8 of the large feathers, and you get 8 of the small feathers. So you get, yeah, you get lots. And I've bought a couple of packets to do all my team training with, and we got easily, I think it was 13 people out of it, and we got that just out of one and a bit, and then I used one for me as well, so 14, 15, and I've got loads left. So yeah, so if you like the Come Gather pumpkins and leaves, and the leaves are gorgeous, I have to say, then absolutely, by all means, get them. Okay, that's entirely a personal choice, and I would, you know, I do love it, but it's the pumpkins that put me off. I love everything else about that, but it's the pumpkins that put me off. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go with the papers, because I know we do have pumpkins in this country, but we tend to see them more as Halloween things rather than as happy things, if that makes sense. So I thought, no, we'll do some different stuff. So what I've done is I've chopped up some of these. I chopped up some of these bits from the Naval Peacock. Lisa Jane says, thanks, it gives me an idea for my charity. Oh, that's good. I'm very happy about that. And Heather's on. Hello, Heather. Nice to see you. So yeah, so these are the Naval Peacock Designer Series papers, although really they're card. You know, Designer Series papers is a little bit of a misnomer because they are cardstock really, and they're nice and thick. So I used those as sort of banner pieces, and then I've just had a whale of a time really putting them all together, and this to me is kind of like my vision board for me. Let your dreams soar. Take time to do what makes your soul happy. Love what you do. It's your time to shine. Just believe. Those are my affirmations, sort of things that I like to say to myself. You know, I do love what I do. I do take time to do what makes my soul happy. I believe it is my time to shine, and I'm enjoying that. I just believe that I can make it every year and do another year of running my own business, and I am letting my dreams soar. So for me, this is kind of like an affirmation type vision boardy thing. But for you, it could be, you know, just something that you just want to have up on your home as a home decor piece, or it could be a gift to somebody, and you would therefore change out these sentiments to whatever you want them to be. But you don't actually have to have it just as a vision board or as a home decor piece or something like that. You can actually make these into cards. So I thought I would do some card making with you today, funnily enough, because that's what I do. So I've got some spare bits here, and you see I do love these pumpkins this way around. I think they look gorgeous. It's just I don't know, something about the stamp set. The pumpkins were just too much for me, I think, this time round. But maybe if it carries forward, I might get it. Who knows? I'm a bit like that at the moment. I'm like, I know what I like, and I'm sticking to that, and I'm letting my dreams soar on what I've got, and that's it. Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Jan. I'm glad you like it. So then I'm going to use, what have we got here? That's that one, that's that one, that's what I've got, a whole chunk of these. So I've got a whole load of bits left over at the end of my chopping. So I've got bits of every piece. And there's the other pumpkins. And then there's some wood. Some wood looks nice across there, I think. I mean, pumpkins would look good too, but they're around the wrong way. Then I could also go with a bit of wood maybe that way. That looks better. So you can chop and change them up. You know, you've got 12 sheets, and as I say, one pack got me all of this. And I think I've got some left over. Just have a quick shifting. So I've got this much left over of each sheet. So let me show you those actually. Oh. Morning, Paula. Oh, thank you, hon. I'm glad you like it. So these are the papers in full, as it were, which give you a better view of them. So you've got this beautiful peacock check design, then Cajun Craze with Merry Mallow over the top, which is like leaves. That's very pretty. Pretty peacock with feathers. Pretty peacock with mint macaron here for the little flowery bits, leafy bits. And then this is probably my favourite sheet, or one of them. This is the Merry Merlot, but with the Cajun Craze sycamore leaves going all over it. Absolutely stunning. And then this is the piece of wooden board, but of course if you turn them over, that you then get more. So then you've got these sort of pale pumpkins, which I think are really nice. Apparently blue pumpkins are a thing, you know. And then you've got this piece with the early espresso and the crumb cake colouring in there with the pretty peacock again. This one's a little zizzy, a bit bright. This one's nice. It's a mint macaron stripe, but it's actually got a really sort of watercolour effect underneath it, which is quite nice. This one's like a mushroom colour. We don't have a mushroom. We used to have like a tip-top taupe. Do you remember that? This is kind of this colour with dots all over it and like a canvassy weave. And then this one has got lots and lots of little tiny pumpkins with little floral sprays coming out the side of them. So they are beautiful papers. And as I say, I chopped up one pack of that and we got 12 samplers out, 13 samplers out of that, which is pretty good. Morning, Emma. Oh, Chrissy Ann's watching on her TV again. I'm so excited. I'm a television star. It's fab. It's so nice. Okay. Get a grip pen. So let's have a look at some colourways that we've got here. Oh, hang on. No, you go away. My wires are getting a little bit frantic. So we've got, let's see, what have I got up here? Oh, Mango Melody, that's nice. We've got some Cajun Craze going on. I mean, you could put loads of different colours with. Mossy Meadow would go with it quite nicely, I think. But we've also got Whisper White we can do. All very vanilla. It's kind of a mixture of both. It's a bit odd in that sense. Have I got any mint macaron up here? I've got soft sea foam. That would work too. Soft sea foam would be quite nice. The only thing I probably wouldn't put with it is a bright pink. It probably wouldn't go quite well. Okay, so let's go with what we've got here. So the way I would turn these into cards is I would literally just use them as toppers. So take a base card of any colour that you know would go with it, and then we're just going to burnish that down. This feels quite thick. Then we're going to marry up a colour, a base colour that we want to add on here, and then we can go with, let's have a look, something that's a bit more Cajun-y crazy. Have we got any more Cajun-y crazy? Where's the other side of that? There we go, we've got that Cajun-y crazy. So we've got pumpkins coming along here now. And then I would probably fit something that would go with the brown. So like a little beige thing. And I think I need a background here. So let's see, what have we got for backgrounds? Can't put another Cajun Craze, although we might need that one in a minute, so I'll take that. Let's have a look what we've got. Of course, it won't have any of the colours that I actually need. I'll have to go and start chopping. Chop, 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 chop. Oh no, pretty peacock. Oh, I could make it pretty peacock. Oh, let's do that. Here we go again. Pip's changing her mind again. Nothing new there, is there really? Look at that, pretty peacock with cake. I mean, who would know that those would go so nicely together? Let's do let's do the feathers. Where's my feathers gone? Ha, feathers. I mean, look at that. In fact, we need to change that out for a Cajun Craze just so it matches. But do you know what? We can. We have the technology. There we go. Then I'm going to put a piece of this ribbon in here just to tone it down a little because it is a little bit pretty peacock. In fact, what I might do is I might even add a Whisper White background. Yeah, let's add a Whisper White background to that. Where are we? Here we go. So I think it just needs to tone down just a smidge. Oh yeah, that's better. So we could do Whisper White and then we'll stamp on the Whisper White with Pretty Peacock I don't actually have any feathers stamps, and you know what, there's no feathers in the actual stamp set either, but I do have leaves, so we'll go leaves. I have created some, I've got some nice sycamore leaves. So the stamp sets that I used with this are, this is Colourful Seasons, okay, and then I used, can you see this one here? It's got embossing on it. This is out of Rooted in Nature. This is Colourful Seasons again. In fact, most of it's Colourful Seasons with a little bit of Rooted in Nature. But you could add whatever you have at home. I figured we have quite a lot of stamp sets with leaves and stuff like that behind them. Oh, do you know what would look nice on the back of that though, I reckon? Maybe some of that. Maybe not. We'll go, we'll have a think. We'll have a think. Come on, where are my leaves? Here we go. Yeah, so these leaves look more like feathers, I think. Yeah, the colours are great, aren't they, Christiane? But they're just, you know, all I'm doing is following what Stampin' Up have done on their beautiful designs, you know, and I like that you can just literally just follow them. I'm just going to fold one of these in half so it's not quite so intrusive even. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in some crumb cakes that just ties in, she says, which of course is the one thing I don't have in front of me. Let's go and get some crumb cake. Oh, soon I'm going to get all my new colour inks and then I'll be very happy. I think these are the leaves that we need. Let's put those on there. Put that one on this one. There we go. Because they look a little bit more like feathers. So let's just turn this over. Because they're skeleton leaves, you know. Oh yeah, look at that. See? Oh, that's quite. In fact, I need to re-ink my my ink pad. Well, that's good to know. We'll just pop some of those on, and then I'm going to crisscross them, maybe with some Cajun craze, which I do have here. A little bit of Cajun craze, but I might just stamp it off because it is quite dark. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty, huh? Oh, you can't see that. Wow, that's way too bright. Hold on. Can you? Is that better? Or is that just my? That might just be my camera making that a bit too bright. Oh, I went too dark on that one. Never mind. That was me not paying any attention. So let's have another dark bit coming up over here. And then we'll have another light bit coming back down over here. See, there's always a way. You can make it work. You can make it work. Let's do that. I'm just doing them randomly, like in that direction. Randomly like, that sounds dreadful, Pip. I'm just doing them randomly in that direction because I think it will work well with this. So it brings in that lovely crumb cake. It mirrors the nice Cajun craze that we've got. Yeah, they look a bit more like feathers. Look at that. See that? See that? Doesn't that tie that in nicely? We're going to need a sentiment on the top of this, I think. So let's go with this one. Have I got that one out already? I have got that one out already because I almost knew I would want to use this one. So this is obviously is going to go in Pretty Peacock, even though we're putting it onto Pretty Peacock. I think it needs to be, but we'll see. We might change. I might change my mind when it goes on there because that's just the way things go. But let's just, I think this, oh, it's such a lovely sentiment. Good things are sure to happen. You could send that to anyone for any reason, you know. Oh, I've got to get my punch out from behind here. And it fits beautifully into the timeless label, which is really nice. If I can get my words straight, there we go. Good things are sure to happen. Yeah, I think that looks okay, even though it's peacock on peacock. And in fact, what I might do is I might wrap some of that around there. and then follow it round the back as well. That could take some working, but we'll go with it. Okay, I'll explain what I mean in a minute. It makes sense in my head. I'm sure it doesn't make any sense whatsoever with what I'm saying. Oh dear. Right, so now we come to the sticky bit. As always, I've done all my layers before I've stuck anything down. Because you know me, oh, that's got a bit of glue on it. It needs to come off. That's gone very sticky all of a sudden. Come on, there we go. They do that sometimes. You just need to get that sticky bit off. So pop these down. There we go. It's just such a beautiful colour. Then on the back with the snail. To be nice and tight, straight across the middle. Okay, a little bit lower than the middle. That's fine. I can live with that. Looks nice actually, doesn't it? Looks alright like that. Okay, so that's that piece. Then let's start attaching these. What do we think? We like? So far we like? You've all gone very quiet on me. I hope you're all still there. I'm watching on my phone. Now it says that there's 10 people watching, so I don't know. Hopefully you're all there and it's all okay. Of course I can't see anything, that's the problem. Because yeah, well, just because my laptop's doing silly things to me today. Right, so I want that to go across there, so I need to have my ribbon there, technically. Just kind of using by eye and fingers to sort of work out where that's going to be. And as long as it's in that general state, general placement, I can always move the topper up and down. I think it'll be fine. So straight across there. Nice. Okay. That's straight. Yeah. So now we can pop that down. Eating my soul for lunch. Okay, that's good. I hope that means that you're eating your lunch and or eating your soup for lunch. Maybe not your soul. Unless soup. Yes. Okay, that's good. You had me worried there slightly, Heather. Oh dear. I'm glad that it's soup, not soul. Yeah, I've got to have lunch after this. Now, what do I need? Dimensionals. That's what I need. Found my large dimensionals, although I have gone through them at a rate of knots because I was videoing last week, and so some of them have come off and been used. Some I'm down to my last sheet, but don't worry, we'll work it. Just, you know me, sticking it, making sure it sticks. There we go. So I think this would be nice as a card to give to somebody who's maybe feeling a bit down, had a bit of a bad day. Oh, look at that, see, that works beautifully. You know, just needs a bit of a pick-me-up, really. There we go. And then we're going to put dimensionals on here as well. Now, these are going to go straight across the ribbon, so I might even put some like right up to the edge, just to hold it over the ribbon, because otherwise it will just sit on the ribbon and bounce up and down. So I know this is why I go through dimensionals at a rate of knots, but you know, I want to make sure that it sits properly. Okay, there we go. See, otherwise it would bounce up and down if we didn't have that additional thingy. Okay, so now you could add more stuff to that, but you know me, I'm a simple stamper. I quite like it like that. I don't know, what do you think? Do we need more bling on there? I don't think so. I think that's just fine as it is, especially for a pick-me-up. So we'll leave that one like that, I think. And then, what's the time? Oh, I've been chatting for over half an hour. I might do one more and then we'll probably call it a day. So the other thing I did do is I've already cut out some little elements, but I've also cut out some and coloured them with my blends. And then I've stamped some, and I've brought in a rogue colour of crushed curry as well. So we've got a bit of crushed curry, and I don't know, I just made a whole bunch of leaves with blends, just to see what we could use and what would work well. I've also done some gold, yummy, 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 with the Subtles embossing folder, which I reckon we could definitely punch out to be gorgeous things. Oh good, you like it as it is. Okay, good. So this time I'm going to go with crumb cake as my base, and I think I'm liking the pretty peacock with the whisper white on top, so I think I'm going to do another one of those. But again, we might stamp this but with different stamps this time. Pop that on there. I like the idea of doing it this way for something different, but I'm going to need some more ribbon. There we go. And some twine. Where's my twine? Let's use a bit of twine this time. Now the gold won't go all the way edge to edge, but that's okay. I can live with that. Let's get my trimmer out. Oh, let's get my new trimmer out. See how it copes working on like not a flat base, because I never work on a flat base. And I'm going to go for 2.5 centimeters because we want to have enough. Look how easy that is. It just sits there like that. Oh, crunch. There we go. Yeah, that worked fine. I like, what was I saying? Oh, I can't remember. I like having stuff showing. That's what I was trying to say. So it doesn't have to go edge to edge. It can go, oh, look at that. See, in the middle, maybe. That's nice. I almost don't want to put the square on now, but I think maybe I'll put the square behind. What have we got? Oh, see, that's pretty. I like that. Oh, I like that with a, we could go Merry Mary. I know it doesn't, it's like adding 3 colours together. Is that a good plan or a bad plan? No, I think that's a bad plan. I think if we're going to add another colour, it needs to be a neutral. Yes, here we go. Yeah, let's add a neutral. So we've got pumpkins, a neutral, we've got some gold, we've got some ribbon. That's nice. And then see, we've got, oh, actually you probably can't see, but right down here we've got some very faint ones of these in Pretty Peacock. So we're going to stamp some Pretty Peacock ones over this, but again we'll stamp off so it's not too in your face with this beautiful skeleton leaf again. Again, the skeleton leaves are just so pretty. Can I do 2? Yeah, okay, cool. That's working. So stamp off, on again, maybe on here, and then on again there. There we go. Because don't forget, half of that's going to be covered up. So you need to have enough. Whoops! Oh, nearly got Pretty Peacock all over my new top. Dear me. So we need to have enough going on behind so that when that goes over, see, you're actually only getting a very small amount showing through. So it looks a bit messy like that, but by the time you put that on, it all looks good. So don't be afraid to overstamp it a little bit if you think you're going to be able to hide most of it. In a good way, not in a bad way. Okay, I like the gold. I'm liking the ribbon. I might even go as far as to tie a bow with my little Cajun craze. I know it's adding another colour, but it's only a little pop of colour, so I think we can get away with that. Now, question is, do I attach a little tag? Do I go for a tag, actually? I don't think I even want to do the leaves. I think I want to do a little wooden tag. Where are they? Here it is. And then the question is, oh, see, then that needs to be then that way around. Does that make sense? It doesn't really make sense that way around, does it? No, that's not a good idea, Pip. It needs to be on the top. So we'll pop some little feathers on in that case. Just so that I can show you how to put them on, really. Not for any other reason. If I can find out what I've done with my little feather. Where's it gone? I had one here. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, it always goes like this, doesn't it? Where are they? Come on. Ah, there it is. Haha, found it. Found it. There we go. So I've got that one. And then I need to pop out this one. You're up here at the top and at the bottom. There we go. There we go. Once you've got one, the other one normally comes pretty easy. Yeah, I think I prefer the idea of a few feathers down here, here and here like this, with the sentiment sort of going across the side. And we'll do the sentiment in, what should we do it in? Probably, have I got my early espresso? No, of course I haven't got my early espresso. Maybe in crumb cake would look quite nice. That kind of holds the colours together. Let's see, what should we do for the sentiment this time? We've got a thank you. Let's do a thank you. I've got a thank you up here in my well said somewhere. I've got thanks. There we go. Thanks, that works. Happy birthday wishes. Come on, turn over. Where's thanks? It's here somewhere. Why isn't it out? Why haven't I used thanks before now? Surely I have used thanks before now. Okay, hold on. Oh no, I haven't. Look at that. Oh, Virgin stamps. How have I not used that before? That's a great thanks. Just short, sharp, to the point. It says what it says. I mean, it does what it says on the tin. Is this right? Upside down. Yeah, lovely. Straight down. There we go. Right, now we have thanks. That's better. Well, I never. Well, I never. Now, for this, you can use the tiny offcuts that you get. And I'll tell you, when we did our charity event, boy, did we get a lot of offcuts like this. Thousands of them. Thousands of them. So we're going to pop the thanks on a little block here. Might stamp it in both crumb cake and peacock and see which one looks better. Oh yeah, no, that looks nice. That looks fine. Now, I like it a bit bigger than I don't want to chop that down too much. I'm going to chop it to a banner. Ugh. So crooked, Pip, that's not really. Oh, what's happened to my scissors? Got my little charm stuck between the edges. That's the problem. Yeah, and I know I'm doing this by hand, but you could use the banner punch, but I can't get to it at the moment. And then I'll just take a chop off like that because it's going to be hidden anyway. Okay, so now let's start putting this all together. Oh dear, let's not lose any bits in the process. Okay, so first off I'm going to put down my pumpkins. Oh, maybe they're gourds. I don't know. Pumpkins, gourds, are they any different? Are they the same thing? Who knows? Can you tell I don't really know? I don't really know about veg. So, but I'm going on a cooking course and hopefully I'll find out more about veg. So Sean and I are going to go cooking veg in November, so that should be quite nice. Right, then I'm going to pop this one down. And this time I can put this straight onto my base because I don't have ribbon going around the base. So I'll pop that on there. Crumb cake, pool party, and early espresso. What a combination. I would never have thought of putting those together. But the colours just come together from this sweet so nicely, and then you can just add in a bit of extra. It's like crumb cake's not in the sweet, but I think it always works. Crumb cake, it's always a good one. This one I'm going to put down flat because we're going to want to put the other stuff and layer it up on top of that. Put that one down just there. There we go. Now we're going to put some gold, and I'm just going to leave the gold exactly. In fact, I might go edge to edge. Yeah, that looks good. Let's just glue that in the centre with reckless abandon and leave it loose at the edges. That's cool. Make sure it's straight. There we go. Then we'll put the ribbon on, and for this I'm just going to cut some tails. So you fold it together and then cut towards the edges. That gives you your tails, and then probably just cut that straight there, like that. So that's going to layer up on top of that. So a bit of snail for that. What do we think? We're liking it so far, hopefully. And then we've got our thanks, which we'll put on dimensionals. Hope you can see. Maybe I should take this off. I don't need this anymore. And it does change the lighting somewhat. It's much easier to see. Oh, look at that mess. It's much easier to see when that's not there. I hope you feel better that actually we all craft exactly the same. It's always messy and it's always fun. There we go. So that's going to go there, across the two like that. Then we're going to glue dot. Trusty glue dots for your wooden elements. Always work well. So today I'm thinking about gratitude and thanks. Actually, we might need to raise that one up on some dimensionals underneath. I'm going to put dimensionals on that one in a minute. Because the Americans have, and the Canadians have Thanksgiving Day, and we don't have anything like that in the UK, but I think it's always important to feel grateful and thankful for things that we have. So I've kind of adopted October as my month, so it's sort of halfway between the Canadian and the American Thanksgiving, and it's just my month for feeling thankful. And it's just an internal thing really, that I've just always sort of thought October's my month to feel grateful for things. And then today I thought, well, I better tell you about that really, because some other people might like to feel grateful on October, or you know, during the rest of the year, and we should be able to feel thankful for our own things too. Now I'm just going to pop a little mini dimensional under there, and then we'll take the bit off in a minute. So I'm just positioning at this point my dimensionals, if I can. No, come on, where's my little tool? There's my poker. I should have put these on before. I realise this now, but I didn't realise it at the time, so I didn't. But that does need to have a dimensional on it like that. Okay, and then we'll just whip off the top layer. I'm doing this cack-handy because I'm trying to do it on camera. Normally I'd pick it up and do it like this, so maybe that's what I should do. So I'm just going to try and get that top layer off. Whoops. Take that away. Come on, why are you sticking so loudly? There we go. And then pop that down. Just adds a little bit of extra dimension and security, because you don't want these things breaking off. There, that's better. Now it's not wafting around quite so much. There we go. That's it really. So yes, 2 cards. Oh, lots of mess. Hey, Sheila's come on. Oh, here we go. Great ribbon tail tip. No wonder I struggle doing mine. Yeah, it's so easy to do that, and it works really well. Fold them together, and then you don't end up fraying stuff. So that's cool. Now, if you've got a little bit of a glue dot that's being gluey, you can either put some embossing buddy on it, or just keep dabbing it with your ribbon, and eventually it'll give up the ghost and it will go non-sticky. Okay, so that's that one. That's this one. And then I'm never going to fit it all in, am I? Thank you, Paula. I'm glad you like it. I think it's come out quite nice, these two. That's how to craft in a mess. Yes, I know. It's just, I've just got all my bits out. That's what it is, in the nicest possible way. I've just got all my crafty stuff out. But in a jiffy, it'll be clear again, because I'll just pop all these away, chuck these all in my little pot, my little bin, and they'll go off to be more cards. Might try and make some more thank you cards with those this month. There we go. So we'll get rid of that. That looks a bit better. Now let's put this back underneath, and you can see sort of how I've used some of the elements from here in this. So obviously the squares I've used. This was this bit here, behind here is this bit here. And then here's the feathers. So that's how the tag definitely looks better. Oops, she says if she can get it in the right place. The tag looks better with a hole at the top, I think. And there I've just put the words on top of it. Might just try and stamp it and see what happens. Thanks actually would probably come out really well in a dark colour. Let's try and stamp that in Pretty Peacock. Let's just clean that off. It's only crumb cake anyway, so it's not too bad. Let's find my little tag. Here we go. Move that off for a second. Just going to try stamping this. Will it fit? Yeah, it'll fit. So we come up here, make sure we've got ink. Yep. And then stamp thanks. And I think just hold it a little bit because it is non-porous, because it's got that coating on it. It's not bad, is it? I mean, it kind of comes out all right. That looks okay, I think. From here, you can see that it's darker on the bits that doesn't have the white topping on, the white markings for the rings, than the pieces, and it looks kind of shinier on the pieces that have the white rings. So I think you'd have to leave that to dry, but I do think that would work. So there we go. Next job is to make a card with that then. But not today. Not right now. I think you've probably had enough of me by now. But yeah, so that's my sampler, and then my 2 cards that go with it. Good things are sure to happen, and thanks. So thanks for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed those. If you'd like to get anything on this on these projects, then you can grab those from my shop. I do actually have an entire full set left to make this sampler. Okay, so I will be picking somebody at random who's commented today. It's got the gold and it's got all the bits and pieces in it. So it's got everything in it, including the little wooden elements and even a little punched piece. Obviously, I can't send you stamps. So I can't send you stamped images or die cut images because that goes against policy. I mean, I could probably send you a few die cuts, but that's about it. So you will need to have your own stamps at home, but I'm sure that all of you have got some kind of leaves or something like that. And if not, you can go on my shop and grab some. So I will pick somebody at random for that. So just make sure that you have commented below. And if you want to share it, that's also a good thing. Please share, and then I'll pick somebody so that you've got all the bits you need to make the sampler, or all the bits to make all the toppers for whatever you want to use them for. Okay, I might chop that in half so it'll go into an A5 piece, but apart from that, you will get everything in the post. Alrighty, thanks ever so much for watching all the way through to the end. I do appreciate it. I'm glad you liked them, Fiona, that's great. Sheila says, what adhesive do I use to attach parchment without it showing through? Quite frankly, not a lot. You need to use a glue dot in a place where it's not going to be seen, so you need to apply it maybe with a brad, or maybe with a glue dot where you're going to cover it up, or you can use a very small sort of use your finger and just smear some multi-purpose glue over it, but it still will. And then the best thing to do is then leave that to dry and then put it on tacky. But if you want it to actually stay down, put ribbon round it, put a glue dot, and then an embellishment or something on top of it. Parchment is very, very difficult. Vellum is very, very difficult to attach on its own. So there you go. Hopefully that is giving you enough information. Leslie's there. Hello. Oh, thank you, Leslie. I'm glad you like the pumpkin card. That's nice. And Carol says you've been crafting with you, making a couple of condolence cards. Oh, but I've cheered you up. Oh, that's good. You have been with somebody today, Carol. You are with us. We are together. We are crafting together. And that's the good thing about my Facebook Lives. I do feel like I'm talking to you all like we're at class or you know, on stage or something like that. It's really nice. I'm glad you like them. So yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. Tune in again next week. Next week I might be a little bit ditzy because next week will be the Monday after my first craft retreat weekend. But I won't be able to show you anything because I still have another craft weekend to go the following weekend. So I'm doing two back-to-back weekend retreats. So I can't wait. I really can't wait to show you all the projects I've made with that. I will be selling my tutorials for those projects next month. So and demos, you can use them if you wish in your classes. A little bit of credit would be nice, but you'd obviously have to, you know, make your own bits up and whatever. But they will be going on sale. And for those of you who can't make it to my craft retreat, then it means that you've got a way of sort of taking part from afar. Alrighty, so thanks ever so much for watching. Have a smashing week, and I will see you again next week. Alrighty, take care for now. Bye.